Hey PJs, welcome back to another video. Today I'm reviewing Boba Bao slimes. This is the first of many Black Friday shops that I bought from, which was absolutely chaotic, but I'm not going to get into the details. I did purchase a total of 6 slimes, but I'm only going to be reviewing 3 for this video. I will be reviewing the other 3 later down the road. Everything in the package arrived safely, nothing cracked or leaked, and it was all surrounded by this tissue paper that looks exactly like wrapping paper, so it was definitely festive and got me ready for the holidays. By the time you're seeing this, obviously the holidays have passed, but it looks good. Besides the slimes, I also got a squishy, some candy, Borgs which is labeled, her business card, a sticker, and a wristband. All of the clay and Fimos and extras that come with the slimes were just kind of put into the box. None of them were labeled or attached to the containers of slime that they're supposed to be with, so it did take me a good 10 minutes to figure out which one went with which, but I think I figured it out. I just wanted to mention that because I would always recommend labeling them and putting them with the slimes they're supposed to go with. The first slime up for review is Tease the Season. This is a thick and glossy slime scented matcha latte. It comes with red and green boba beads, a Christmas tree sprinkle mix, and a snowman wreath charm. I really like the fact that this one wasn't scented anything Christmas or holiday themed, which obviously it is holiday themed, whatever, but it's nice and refreshing to smell something different, although it didn't smell like matcha latte to me, because at least for me, matcha smells like grass, and like anything matcha related smells like grass, but it smelled like green tea to me. It's still a really good scent, and I think it actually fit the theme of this slime. I thought that the add-ins were absolutely adorable, and I love that there were 2 charms that came with this slime, one which was boba themed and the other one which is a wreath, so you've got a little bit of boba and a little bit of Christmas. The texture itself is thick but not overly thick. It stretches pretty well without breaking, which a lot of thick slimes tend to do, so this one wasn't extremely thick, and it inflates nicely, and of course, since it is thick, it has really loud bubble pops. I love the mint green color for this slime. I think it's a perfect mixture between a Christmas green and like a boba drink green, kind of like right smack dab in the middle, and of course, since it is also matcha themed, I think it's a really good color for matcha. Sadly though, I think the color is going to change slowly over time. The red boba beads, not really sure if they were like painted at some point. I have no idea what's going on with them, to be honest, but they're starting to bleed into the slime, which you may have seen at the very beginning. When I show the bottom of the slime, you'll see some red streaking through the slime. That's the boba beads, and I really don't know why they're bleeding, because I don't think the green ones are, but it'd be like really hard to tell. But at some point the color might change. I might keep you updated on that if I can remember. I did find the slime to be kind of tacky, however, I think it is necessary with this slime since it has those boba beads in it. When you have a thick slime, it's just one of those ones that has a hard time keeping bigger objects in it. So like instead of like the tiny female sizes, like you really don't have to worry about those. It's the bigger items, which you may see. I can't even remember if I got it on film, but the boba beads do have some slight fallout. So even there, it wasn't exactly tacky enough, which I really wish I could never say, but I don't know if there's like a really good way to keep a slime from having no fallout but not have it at least slightly tacky. This slime also left some slight residue here and there, mostly on my fingernails, not really enough to cause an issue. Because of the occasional boba bead fallout, I'm going to give this one 4.8 out of 5 pajamas. The second slime I'm reviewing is Peppermint Mocha. It is a DIY clay slime that is scented like peppermint mocha. It has a slave base that comes with a clay whipped piece, a candy cane charm, and peppermint mocha themed sprinkles. The scent for this one was actually really weird, at least for me. It smelled like fake chocolate, which I assume from a lot of chocolate scents, it's kind of hard to get that realistic like fudgy chocolate scent. I don't know, it's just one of those scents that's kind of iffy, but what really threw me off is it also smelled like fake peppermint, which I don't know how that works, and I don't know, I just don't think I've ever smelled like a fake peppermint scent before, but like that's the only thing I can think of that it smells like. It is weird. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I personally am not the biggest fan of this scent, but I feel like a lot of people might like it. I don't. The base was very creamy and soft, great for spreading and kind of holding in your hands, and assembling it was really fun. The mixing though was unsatisfying. Like I've had more unsatisfying slime mixings lately than satisfying, but I'm kind of picky with that. But this one was unsatisfying because I really didn't see the white mix in, and it didn't change the texture too much, so it was just kind of mixing add-ins in, which is still fun. I just like when I have a DIY clay slime, I really like to feel two different textures mixing together, and since it was a slate base and there wasn't a lot of clay to mix in, it didn't really make much of a difference, but that's okay because the slime was still very beautiful and it was still fun to mix in, even though it wasn't satisfying. But like I said, I'm very picky. Although the texture didn't change too much, it did turn into an even softer and creamier butter slime that is absolutely perfect for spreading, and all of the add-ins give the slime an extra texture because of how many different add-ins there are. However, I will say there are these like clear gems that were part of the mixture, and those do not stay in the slime at all. They just fling left, right, center, all that, but those don't stay in. But besides that, the add-ins are super cute, and I really wish the gems would stay in because they just look good in the slime. I would say the slime has a medium rate for inflation, so not too fast but not extremely slow to the point where your hands and arms and everything feel like they're getting an absolute horrifying workout. And when it does inflate, it becomes ultra light and it's really good for sizzles. Besides the gem fallout, I did have one other thing that I wanted to mention, and a few of you may even know where I'm going with this. I wish there was extra room for the clay part of the slime. I don't wish there was an extra container sent because it was such a small amount of clay that an extra container would just be a waste for the slime shop, and of course it would cost more. But I do wish that maybe the slime or the slime base didn't have as much in it. That way when the clay is mixed in and you put it away and it's fully deflated, you don't have to put the extra in a different container. I'm going to give this one 4.7 out of 5 pajamas. Last for this review is Polar Bear Freeze. This is a DIY clay slime that comes with an icy base scented vanilla, cinnamon, and peppermint, and it comes with a polar bear clay piece. Anytime I purchase a slime that has a cinnamon scent of any kind in it, I'm always very wary because I had one a long time ago that was scented cinnamon from, I don't even know what shop it was, but it was scented like cinnamon, and it gave me the worst headaches, even being like 5 feet next to it. It didn't even have to be open. It was just so strong, and cinnamon scents just aren't my favorite in general, but I wanted to see what it smelled like, and this one was just like too adorable not to get, so like I had to try. And it does smell mostly like cinnamon. The cinnamon is on like the spicy, almost like red hot candy side. If you don't know what those are, it's like a spicy cinnamon candy. That's what it kind of smells like. However, after mixing in the clay, for some reason, the vanilla comes through a lot better, so that's good, but I would still say that the cinnamon overpowers. I think it's just one of those scents that can not be added a lot, and you can still smell it. Kind of like how you add banana to smoothies, and you can always taste the banana. Like, even if you put in the tiniest little amount, there's always banana. The base itself definitely felt more like a jelly / icy hybrid, which I've had a lot of those lately, but honestly, like I say every time, ices is such a hard texture to accomplish, so I really don't blame anybody for not like getting like a full icy, and even when you make a full one, the residue can be so bad sometimes, so I honestly prefer textures like this one. The color in this slime is extremely bright and reminds me of a glacier, so I think it fits perfectly with the slime, and even after mixing in the polar bear, it just reminds me of like a glacier scene and ice, and it just looks so good. The clay bear was absolutely adorable, and mixing it in was definitely heartbreaking, but it was fun. Like I said earlier, I like mixing clay slimes together when it's like the clay and then the base is a different texture, so you feel those two textures molding together. And when this one was fully mixed, it felt like an icy dough, like, you know, like a clay dough slime or snow dough or whatever they call them. It was like the icy version of that, which I actually really like, which is a surprise because I don't like those dough textures, but this one is definitely an exception. It is so fun to just drizzle, even though it's got little drizzles, I don't know, and it's got amazing sizzles, good for folding and holding and bubble pops. It's got like everything, and it's a very unique texture. And on top of all of that, it has minimal snow fallout, so you know this one is getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. And with that, that is the end of this review, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far, comment down below if you guys bought any slimes for Black Friday and what your experience was. For me personally, I bought quite a few, which you guys will see in the next few months, but a few shops I completely missed out on, and I'm just so upset about it. But it makes me happy that so many shops had successful restocks. Now I am signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one.